It is Thursday, June 12th, 2025. Welcome to another edition of Baseball Today and another rotating cast member. This one I'm really, really excited for. I'm your host, Trevor Plouffe, and that on the other side of your screen is SWILLY Sports. Sarah Wilson's her name.
Unreal.
SWILLY, Angels fan. What is going
Yes.
on?
Oh, nothing much. Angels just swept the A's, so nothing can bring me down. I'm good. Life is good. How about you, Trev?
We really appreciate you coming on. I'm having a lot of fun with this. And spoiler alert, we're filming this on Wednesday night. The warehouse is going on, so we just
Yes.
have to, find time to record these. We just want to talk ball, so we make do.
Yep.
Swilly's on East Coast time. I'm on West Coast time. If we miss something, significant in the later games, please don't hate on us. Okay, we're just trying to put out the
Please.
best content that we can. And let me tell you something before we get started. Before we do our tip of the cap, I want to remind everybody about our All-Star game because that is coming up. You're going to be there, right?
I will be there. Yes, I'm so excited.
Yes, it's in Atlanta this year. We're going to be doing it in Marietta, Georgia. We're doing it at Glover Park Brewery in Marietta. There's going to be a food truck, all sorts of stuff. But we'll be offering early access to our Substack subscribers for 24 hours with limited availability. This stuff always sells out. So we have a VIP, we have general admission. The VIPs will get the opportunity to meet us. We have like an all-star jersey. You'll get 2 free drink tickets. It's really, really cool. So make sure to get your tickets soon. VIPs will get in with us at 6:30, and then general admission will begin at 7:30. And the way you get these tickets is you go to shop.johnboymedia.com right now. That's shop.johnboymedia.com. Get them now because they will sell out. And then one more reminder, we're doing Ask Trevor Anything. So on this video, comment down below what you want to ask me for tomorrow's show. It could be anything, preferably baseball related. But like I might answer a non-baseball question or two. I don't really know.
Wow.
So that's all I got to say right now. Let's get to the show. And the tip of the cap goes to one of my favorite players in all of baseball, one of my longest friends in baseball, Andrew McCutchen. He passes the iconic Roberto Clemente on the Pirates' all-time home run list. And what was really cool about this, he's third in Pirates history. Just an absolute stud of a player. I love that he came back to Pittsburgh to finish off his career, but he actually got the ball back too, which I think is really important for him. We know what Roberto Clemente means to the franchise, and we also know what Andrew McCutchen means to the franchise. How are you with Kutch? Is he a guy for you?
Yes, I love Kutch. Kutch was one of those guys when I really started to watch more than just Angels baseball that I instantly really, really liked. I mean, how do you not love Andrew McCutchen? I don't know. He's just one of those guys everybody likes, I feel like.
I'll tell you what, it's for a reason. He's like the best person.
Yeah.
I've never encountered somebody that has the ability, the likability of Andrew McCutchen. And then, he was an MVP. I don't know if people remember that. So, okay, the guy's a stud. So shout out Kutch. Love you, bro. And I still have more pop than you, even though you put more homers than me. Doesn't matter. Okay?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have more homers. He still has more pop. Yeah, that's right.
All right, let's get into the topics. Will, let's do this.
Let's
We're going to be talking about the Blue Jays again. Oh my gosh. They completed a 3-game sweep of the Cardinals on Wednesday. They won 5-2. They fell behind early, 2-0, but then they kind of did it all. A couple sac flies, an RBI single from Bo Bichette. They were bunting. Tyler Heineman kept hitting. They up and down the lineup, they are getting contributions. Eric Lauer, they're trying to figure out the back end of their rotation. Eric Lauer comes in, he allows 2 runs over 4 1/3. The bullpen, Turnbull and Rodriguez do the thing. They've won 12 of their last 14 games to put themselves back into contention. So, Swills, a couple weeks ago, Chris Rose, who's usually on this show, he's the old guy, right? He said that the AL East and the AL Central was already crowned. So talking about the AL East, he said the Yankees had in the bag, and he wouldn't be surprised if they won the division by 10 games. Did Chris Rose speak a little too soon?
Well, the thing for me is it's baseball. Okay, listen. Chris Rose has a lot of experience covering baseball, much more experience than I do. But calling it in May, I don't know. There's a lot more baseball to be played. And yeah, like you said, I mean, the Blue Jays are super hot right now. Boston just took a series from the Yankees. Tampa Bay is third in the division right now. And I mean, I don't know. Just because you're the best in a division, when you're the best in a good division, you still have to play all of those teams. So I don't know. I still think they're the team to beat, though. I do think the Yankees are the team to beat, but I think it's still too early to say 10 games.
Yeah, look, we both have learned our lessons. I called the Mariners dead one year.
Yeah,
They made the
right.
playoffs. Chris Rose said the Mets were dead. They went all the way to the NLCS. Right now, the
Yes.
Yankees have a 3.5 game lead on the Blue Jays, which got to scare Yankee fans a little bit. I think they really
Yeah.
believe in their team, and I think they do have a good team. Rays are
Yeah.
only 5 games back. I'd be more scared of the Rays than anybody because you just never know what they're doing down there. More on them later. Boston seems like, I mean, they're pretty far behind right now. 9
Yeah.
games to make up is a lot, but they've called up all the kids.
They
All the
have,
kids are
which is
here to
so
play.
exciting.
So I'm interested. This Blue Jays team, though, if they go make a move for a starting pitcher, because right
Mhm.
now, like they have Bassett, they have Barrios and Gossman giving them starts. Bowden
Mhm.
Francis is trying to figure it out. They need some more stability at the back end of the rotation, which I truly believe there's going to be a fair amount of starting pitchers available on the market this year,
Yeah. Mhm.
especially if the Diamondbacks decide to sell. If they go
Yeah.
do that, I mean, their numbers are pretty insane. Fifth in average, ninth in OPS
Mm.
for their offense, and it's only getting hotter. They're getting more
Yeah.
contributions up and down the lineup as of late. The bullpen is second in WHIP, second in Ks per nine, third in hits per nine. They've
Wow.
had a few issues early on with Hoffman. He's had some blowups, but they're figuring it out there. It's really just the starting pitching for them. If they can find a reliable
Yeah.
back end of the rotation piece, man, maybe we're gonna get the Blue Jays that were promised, the prince that was promised.
Yes. Yes. Wow, I didn't realize that they were quite that hot right now.
They're
That's
hot,
all that's
Swills.
all really good.
I
I
know you're
mean,
I know you're paying attention to those Angels, but watch out for
I
the Blue
am, I
Jays.
am. Hey, listen, if they need a starter, if they need some pitching help, I have a guy that a lot of Blue Jays fans really used to like, that's in Anaheim, that maybe,
Okay,
I
wait,
don't know.
don't give it away because we're gonna go to the second topic here. We're gonna talk a little bit about our guy, Mike Trout,
Yes.
and your Angels. I wanna give you the floor
Mhm.
here, but let's talk Trout. Since returning, Trout's looked awesome over his last
Yeah.
12 games, hitting 333. He's got a homer, 7 runs driven in. He's scored 5 runs. He's helped stabilize
Oh,
that lineup, and the
look at
Angels
that.
are sneaky hot right now. I know you. I mean, you like that swing.
I mean, are we kidding? Who doesn't like that swing?
There
That's
was
I
one guy on
mean,
Twitter that didn't
geez.
like that swing. I don't know if you remember that. Do you remember that?
Oh my gosh,
He said it was
yes.
too much loop in his swing.
Yes,
He'll never hit at the big league level.
yes,
That's a tough look for that guy,
yes.
no doubt
Oh
about
my
that.
gosh, I remember that. That was like 5 or 6 years ago, huh? That was a
Yes.
while
So
ago. That's so funny.
really no question here, Swills.
Mhm.
Maybe I do have some questions. I'll open the
Please.
floor for you to talk about your Angels. Do
Yeah.
you think like they're actually going to give it a run here? I know they went on didn't they go on like on a 9-game heater? They've kind of been afloat here for a while,
Yeah.
holding there in the AL West. Do you think they continue to do this?
Mm.
And what do you think they do at the trade deadline? And why
Mhm.
the hell are they going to put Reed Detmers back in the rotation? Those are my questions.
Okay, lots of questions. Okay, so yes, they went on an 8-game heater a few weeks ago, swept the Dodgers, swept the A's in a 4-game set, and then we lost a series. I don't remember what team it was we played right after, but a team that was under 500. The Angels are very hot and cold this year. We'll win a ton of games and then we'll lose a ton of games, which I don't think is a good recipe to make the playoffs or be a playoff team. So, I mean, where do I start? Right now, the Angels are playing well because everybody is hitting and because our pitching is doing really well. We're beating the teams that we're supposed to beat, and we're competing against the teams that we should be competing against. One guy specifically that has just been crushing it, which I think is linked to the success for sure, is Joe Adell. Joe
Yeah.
Adell seems to be on an
What's his deal?
absolute, oh my gosh,
What's up with him and Reed Detmers? Can you just put it all together for us, guys? I've been on the Reed Detmers train
please.
for years. That's why I keep bringing him up.
Of
Joe Adell
course.
is almost in the same vein to me. Like, clearly, you got the stuff, you got the talent.
Clearly,
So
yes.
let's put it all together for a full season, guys.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah. Joe Adell has been so good. I think since May 1st, he has a top 5 slugging percentage in all of baseball, leading everybody, I think, in slug in the month of June. I think he has 6 home runs now in the month of June. So he started out the year hitting breaking balls really well, couldn't really catch up to the fastball. Now he's hitting both. So here's to hoping he can maintain that streak. However, like I said, I still don't think that this team is ready to be like buyers at the deadline by any stretch of the means. I'm thinking about some of these veteran guys that we signed in the offseason, Kenley Jansen, Kikuchi, Darno, and wondering what that may look like because everybody needs arms at the deadline.
Okay.
Everybody likes a veteran presence for the playoffs. So I like thinking about what we could get for a guy like Kenley Jansen right now, who's converted all of his saves and has been really good. Like that gets me excited. So
Okay.
yeah.
I haven't heard a level-headed Angels take in a long time. Angels fans don't like me because we talk about the Angels. There's really hasn't been a lot of nice things to say about the Angels, so I
Yeah.
understand the frustration with the fan base. 3.5 games back of the Astros. I know they just
Mhm.
swept the A's again,
Yep.
so things are looking good there. I do believe a level-headed take would be, yes, those guys that you sign, veteran guys, let's go see what we can get for them.
Yeah.
Truly, probably not our year to compete for a World Series title.
No,
So
no,
let's
not
go
even
make sure that
close.
we're putting ourselves in because there are some young guys on the team that I really like. There's a core there
Mhm.
that you can build around.
Mhm.
So let's go make sure that we have supplemental pieces for those guys. I think
Yeah.
that's where my head's at. It sounds
Mhm.
like that's what you're thinking as well.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree. Fun fact too about the Angels sweeping the A's today. We're 7-0 against them to start the season for the first time since 2014, I think. The A's have always been pesky for us. I don't really know why, but just fun fact, it's been 11
Okay.
years. So,
Okay. Their bullpen is no offense to the guys in the bullpen. Nice
mhm.
guys.
Of
Bad.
course.
Bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know what it is. We haven't seen Mason Miller once, I don't think,
Well,
all
you have
year.
to. I mean, he has those safe situations to come into.
Well,
They're
that's
losing
true.
every freaking game. They're finding places to put him in. That's enough on the AL West. So that was enough time for you. Okay.
Okay, fine. I'll take it. Listen, I'll take anything I can get, okay?
Let's talk about BetterHelp right now. The show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Men today face immense pressure to perform, to provide, and keep it all together. So it's no wonder that 6 million men in the U.S. suffer from depression every year, and it's often undiagnosed. It's okay to struggle. Real strength comes from opening up about what you're carrying and doing something about it so you can be at your best for yourself and everyone in your life. BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally, and it's convenient too. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, you can switch therapists at any time. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/baseball today. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/baseball today.
Wow. Great work. That was really good. That was great.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Chris Rose, get out of here, bro. I got it now.
No, you can't say that.
All right, let's move on because,
Mhm.
well, yes, we actually got it. We're recording this again. I told you guys, it's Wednesday night, 6:43 Pacific time. David Peterson just completed a complete game against the Nationals, so he'd be a really good,
Nice.
great answer for this question I'm going to ask you. He ends up going 9 innings pitched, 6 hits, 6 Ks, no walks. He's got a 2.49 on the season. The Mets just
Wow.
are one of those teams now that are turning garbage pitchers into not garbage pitchers. They're figuring it out. Another guy who's having a great year, probably under the radar for most people, is Spencer Swellenbach. He also tossed a complete game. The first of his career, he struck out 9. He walked none. He had only 5 hits and 2 earned runs on 105 pitches. And he did this against the Brewers and a nice series win for Atlanta there. I love watching SWILLY pitch. Like when he throws the ball, it's like on a rope. Like
Yes.
I'm assuming he's got a really high spin rate. Haven't looked that up, but when I watch him, it sure looks like it. He also has a nasty splitter. Lots of stuff going on in the NL East. Jesus Luzardo also had a nice bounce
Mhm.
back start. He thought he was tipping pitches. His last 2 starts, he got shelled one game by the Brewers, and I don't know who the next game was. I didn't look it up, people.
Yeah, lots of
But
earned runs though, yeah.
here's the thing. I asked around to a couple people I know that faced him. and they said they didn't have anything. So whether they're lying to me or Luzardo was just being, trying to figure out what went wrong the last 2 starts, well, I guess we'll never really know.
Yeah.
Anyways, Schwellenbach, great job.
Yeah.
Peterson, great job. Luzardo, great job. Way to go, guys. You're having nice seasons. My
Great job.
question to you, Swilly, is give me a starting pitcher who you think is under the radar having a really good season.
Okay, so I have a few. I don't know how many I'm allowed to say or not. I don't know if there's any
Chris Rose would say
rules,
one.
but Chris Rose would say 1.
You can give me one and then a quick mention on another.
Okay. You know what? I have the most, and I looked at the most at Eovaldi. He has like a 1.56 ERA this year, and I don't think I've really heard too big of a peep about it. Maybe I'm just on the wrong part of social media. No, maybe I am. I don't know.
Yeah,
Why are you looking at me
haven't
like
heard me
that?
talk about Nate Dogg? That's my guy. He's my guy. I love that.
Trevor Plouffe, I'm a busy woman. Sometimes I miss it.
Keep talking about Nate Dogg. It's okay.
Okay, beautiful. I would love to. He has a whip that is lower than .900. He has the second best ERA in baseball, high ground ball rate, and he's a vet. He's good every year. I don't know. I feel like he's good every year, and he's just the guy that just goes out there and throws the ball, and that's it. He does his job. I don't know.
He is a dog. I try to get him traded to the Twins every single year. I literally go up to the general manager and the president of baseball operations, and I say, "Go trade for Nathan Eovaldi now."
Okay.
And they're like, "All right." Does Okay. Dan just interrupted our show.
Unreal.
And to let us know that Aaron Judge hit his 25th homer. I'm in the middle of a thought, and he's doing that. Yes, Nathan Eovaldi is awesome. He's a big game pitcher, and what I like about him is he can take over a game. Yeah. He can strike everybody out, swing and miss stuff. He can go deep into games, so he can be efficient with his innings when he wants to be. I think that he's just established himself as one of those guys that you want on the mound, come end of September and into October. I love watching a pitch. I'm going to break Chris Rose's rules because I always do that. I'm going to go with the entire Tampa Bay Rays starting pitching staff. Nobody gives the Rays love, and we get constantly told, you guys don't show the Rays enough love. It's like, well, there's a lot of teams to talk about, and sometimes, yes, we do overlook certain teams more than others, but right now, they've just been the epitome of steady down there in Tampa. They've made all of their starts. I believe they only have 6 guys that have made starts on that roster the entire year. Pepio's got 14, Littell's got 13, Taj Bradley's got 13, Shane Boss has 13, and Drew Rasmussen has 13. They're all getting the job done. It's why the Rays have been on this run. It's why they're winning baseball games. They have some fun players. Brandon Lau's having a nice season. Junior Caminero looks really good. Nate Lowe, I think is he now all of a sudden the best Lowe brother? I think he is.
Whoa.
So,
he might be right.
He's crushing the ball. Like they're having a lot of fun down there, but really it comes down to their pitching. You can go into their bullpen because they always have a good bullpen, but these 5 guys getting the job done right now, it's been super impressive. And you can point to, Boz and Taj Bradley haven't had the same success as Pepio, Littell, and Rasmussen, but they're keeping their team in ball games, giving them a chance to win.
That's all you can ask for.
And I don't know. I was going to go with Drew Rasmussen. I was like, you know what? The rest of the Rays rotation deserves some love as well. And I don't really think they get talked about in if we're talking, hey, who are the best rotations in baseball? I don't think the Rays necessarily get mentioned a ton when they should. And I think the numbers also are there to back it up. I mean, they're second in whip, 4th in walks per 9, 6th in hits per 9. A couple bad blow-up starts have inflated their ERA, but this is a squad that's been getting the job done all year long.
Yeah, I feel like we always know that Rays pitching, people will go to the Rays and they become really good. I feel like we know that, but right now in 2025, we're not sitting here saying that they have really good pitching. I don't know.
There's new teams that have become those teams that have the Mets are that now. The Yankees have done a good job in that regard as well. The Giants were a reclamation project team for a little bit. The Brewers consistently do it too, but the Rays, they just oh gosh, here we go.
Unreal.
Interrupt the show, Dan. No problem. That thing barely got out. Wall scraper.
Congratulations.
All right.
Unreal.
You don't talk about another AL East team.
Yeah, Yankees
The Rays
propaganda is
let you be
crazy.
yourself, and they want to help you tap into the best version of yourself, and I love that. So yeah, go Rays, man. Catch the Yanks. Let's just the rest of the episode is going to be Yankee hate, okay?
Anti-Yankees.
And you know what? Let's start off with this because Aaron Judge is nice, but have you seen
He's
what
nice.
Byron Buxton has been doing lately? Today he hit the second furthest homer in all of the season for the Twins, or yesterday, excuse me. He's been on a tear since coming off the concussion IL after banging into Correa in Baltimore. He's single-handedly carried the Twins. Offensively, he's been a force at the top of the lineup. I said this on the broadcast when he came back. I said, do you want a guy who is in the 96th percentile in hard hit percentage, the 96th percentile in outs above average, and is also the fastest player in baseball? That's what Byron Buxton is. He is so dang good. So I guess my question to you is, I know this. I don't consider him underrated. I was teammates with the guy. I saw the skill level. I'm changing the question on the fly.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Where do you rank? Because you're like an S tier, A tier generation person. Where do you rank Byron Buxton as far as outfielders? What tier is he on?
Ooh. Okay. I feel
Aaron Judge S tier. Boom. Got one.
Okay. Now I see what you're asking. Okay. So Aaron Judge S tier. Mike Trout as a whole in his career is going to be S tier, obviously. Okay. Byron.
Let me get, because that was a little broad. I don't like to do that to you on the fly here.
Yeah. Okay.
Kyle Tucker. Where's Byron Buxton? Here? Same level?
You said Kyle Tucker's here?
Yeah. Give me your Byron Buxton meter.
I would go higher.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think so. I think that he has more, it's hard. Kyle Tucker is very, very good at baseball. But when I think about the more, I don't want to say athletic guy, but Byron Buxton is just, he has all of these incredible tools. I don't know. I feel like it's so hard. What I was going to say earlier, it's hard with Buxton because he just doesn't get very many full seasons in, so people think of him as underrated. But people have said, and I don't want to completely compare the two as the same person, but I remember people saying, is Mike Trout underrated? Because they write him off because he gets hurt all the time. But they're both, when they're healthy and on, they're two of the best people to be tying up cleats every day.
So I'm hesitant to put Byron Buxton above Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker is one of the most complete ball players in all of baseball. And at Byron Buxton's best, yes, he's on par with Kyle Tucker. Okay. And there are times where you could put him above too. There are things that he can just do. Kyle Tucker, though, I think he may be one of the most underrated players as far as baseball's zeitgeist and national coverage. Yeah. This trade to the Cubs has helped put a spotlight on him, and this $500 million deal he's about to sign in the offseason is going to put a spotlight on him. But before that, I think he was underrated. Byron Buxton, to me, again, and you nailed it. He has not been able to stay healthy. Yeah. But right now he's healthy, and they're letting him run. And that's the thing that they didn't do for a couple of years with this guy was, they basically put a shot caller on him. They were not allowing him to run the bases. They were telling him to not run balls out. They weren't allowing him to steal. They were telling him to not be aggressive in the outfield. And then this year, he came in, had a full offseason, and they said, do what you got to do. Yeah. And if you haven't been paying attention, please start watching Byron Buxton because it is an absolute treat. It's been so fun to watch. The catches, the knocks, the power, the stolen bases. Watching him go first to third is awesome. So I guess you got to talk about your Angels for a little bit. I just wanted to talk about Byron Buxton.
Love it.
And just tell people, if you forgot or you've written him off because he's oft injured, forget about that. He's playing lights out right now. He should be the starting all-star center fielder. So there you go. Wow, how about that?
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna echo what you just said to the mountaintops because, like I said, like Buxton and Trout are not the same person, but people write off Trout because he can't stay healthy, but he's back off the IL and he's hitting a baseball 1 out of every 3 times and hitting balls 460 feet.
I
So
think we usually do this. So people are already yelling at both of us. "Well, what about
yeah,
this guy? What about
that's
that
okay.
guy?" Okay. Hey, if you're watching the show on YouTube, leave a comment. Give me your top 5 outfielders in the game right now. It's
Love
harder
it.
than you think when you start to put together a
Oh
list.
yeah.
I will say this so Yankee fans don't hate. Aaron Judge is the top of the list.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, we understand that. Dan, stop chirping in our ear. We get that. Name the other 4. Okay. I think that's a good
That's
exercise
good.
for the
I like
comment
that.
section.
I like that.
So, as we always do at the end of the show, though, Swill, we end
Mhm.
with something a little bit lighter. And I'm a 12 years of Catholic school guy right here. I bet you didn't know that. All
Okay.
boys school, Crespi Carmel
Wow.
High. I shouted them
Okay.
out not too long ago. Shout out again.
Wow. 2 shout outs.
So
Crazy.
when you get an American Pope and he's rocking a White Sox hat,
Mhm. I love it.
you kinda just gotta show it and react
Yeah.
to it. Like, where is this? Is this in the Vatican? He's rocking a White Sox hat in the Vatican?
I don't even have a clue. I saw this obviously all over Twitter, but the first tweet that I saw, somebody quote retweeted it and said, "I can't believe I am living a life where the Pope knows who Andrew Benintendi is." And it just made me laugh. Like, I don't know. I think it's great. I think it's awesome.
X has been really good. I saw imagine how disappointed the Pope is in Eloy Jimenez's development.
Yes, yes.
Or
Exactly.
do you think he's longing for Yoan Moncada right now?
Oh man, I would be if I were him.
I guess we have to start thinking about this. Now, look, we're
Mhm.
big time now. We're shills for MLB. We love the Shield. We're just puppets, right?
That's right.
But every once in a while, that's not true, people. My gosh, look at the stuff we're talking about right now. Um,
Exactly.
who's the first baseball show that's going to get the Pope on a podcast? This is the new world,
Whoa,
people. Let me
you're
tell you this right now.
right.
Even the Pope is not above podcasts. Even the Pope.
No way. That's a good question.
If talking baseball or baseball today
Wow.
can land the Pope,
Wow.
I think that'll do it for us. Rob Manfred, Uncle Rob, my
Uncle
guy.
Rob.
Let's make this happen. We want to grow the sport. A lot of people follow the Pope.
A lot of people follow the Pope.
Let's
There
get him
are
on. Does he have an Instagram? Probably.
maybe,
All
maybe
right.
burner account or something. I don't know.
All right. Oh man, this is a fun one today. I really appreciate you coming on. So that's gonna
Of
do it.
course. Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, we're getting content out as best as we possibly can right now.
Mhm.
Intern Sawyer was working on these questions all
Yep.
day during the day, staying home, not doing what he usually does. Dan
Great job.
Works missing streaming the Yankees
Wow.
game to put this content out.
Wow.
So thank you to both of those guys, and obviously a big thank you to you as well, Sarah Wilson.
Unreal.
Great ambiguous name that you have.
Unreal.
So for Swilly, for Dan, for Sawyer, I am your host, Trevor Plouffe, and we will see you tomorrow for Ask Trevor Anything on Baseball Today.